Welcome back, soldiers of the internet. This is your guy Castle Perfect, today bringing you a Wi-Fi battle here versus Greenixx. This battle was recorded yesterday when I tweeted out a battle request, and he was the first one to answer to my call, which is very awesome. Now, if you take a look at my team, I have like 3 new guys, actually 4 new members: Machamp, Jellicent, Miss Miagius, and Machamp. And you're gonna see these guys do some amazing work, not only in this match, but also in the match that's gonna be coming after this one. Which, you know, it's kind of a shame because I have to redo that live commentated battle that I did yesterday before this one, which I don't know why, but my Sony Vegas doesn't want to render that one out because I guess it's too long. It always gets stuck at around 74%. So that's kind of annoying, so I decided to upload this one instead. But anyways, his team is kind of hyper offensive, and he's gonna lead off with his Charizard Y. You know, it's okay by me, it's okay. I was kind of expecting the Mega Charizard X because usually I get to face those guys and they are much more trouble than Charizard Y in my opinion, simply because of the fact that Mega Charizard Y has less defense, and you know, most of my guys, or at least most of the guys that I usually use, they are physical attackers instead of special attackers. So he's gonna open up with an overheat, which is kind of unexplainable in my opinion, because I thought, like, you know, if you have flamethrower, which is definitely gonna use later on, why did you not use that one first instead of overheat? So I don't have any explanation for that. So I'm just going to go straight for the full switch after I survive with 1 HP because of the focus sash. I'm gonna bring out my Jellicent, obviously, because this thing can pretty much take whatever this Charizard is about to throw at me, especially after that -2 special attack. He's gonna go for the flamethrower, still under the sun. I know that it's actually boosted by the sun, but still it's not gonna do that much damage because 1, it's resisted, 2, you are at -2 special attack, and 3, come on man, Jellicent is such a special defense monster. So he's gonna switch out here, and I was like, you know, Scald, I'm gonna go for the Scald because I want to get the burn on something, and I was pretty certain that he was about to switch out because I don't think that he wants to lose his Mega Evolution just yet. Now he ends up bringing out his Gengar, which gets the burn, which is very lucky on my part. I was like, oh my god, this is so amazing. I love it. And I also get to see that his Gengar is actually holding the Black Sludge instead of like a Choice Scarf or Choice Spec or something like that, because Choice Gengars are way more painful to deal with than those who have Focus Sash, Leftovers, or Black Sludge. So I am actually going to switch out here, pretty much sacrifice my web design so I can bring out my Alakazam pretty much to outspeed the Gengar now that I know that it's not Choice Scarfed. And before I actually attack, go for the Mega Evolution, pretty much become faster than anything on his team. So let's go ahead and see how that turns out here. Now, I haven't given my Alakazam a nickname yet because I have no idea what I should name this guy now. You know, I was thinking about Cereal Eater, but at the same time I was like, nah, that's such a fancy name. You guys, I'll leave it to you guys. Leave it in the comments down there if you have a great name for Alakazam, and I'll definitely name it after if you have an amazing one that I end up picking. So I'm gonna go for the Mega Evolution here, as you guys can see. I'm gonna trace the Mox ability of the Salamence that ends up coming in on the Psychic. This Psychic is going to do so much damage. I was so surprised because I'm not used to use Mega Alakazam, because usually when I use it, it always dies to something. And this time the way that he actually brought in his Salamence was pretty much screaming that he has the Choice Scarf, but at the same time I was like, he might be just bluffing the Scarf, so I might as well just stay in. But that was a big mistake on my part because he does in fact have the Choice Scarf, and he's gonna be able to go for the Crunch and take down my Mega Alakazam right off the bat. So he's gonna get the Moxie ability activated, gonna give him a +1 attack. I'm gonna bring out my Tyrantrum simply because of the fact that I know that even at a +1 attack Salamence, I'm gonna be able to at least take those crunches, at least 2 of them. So I'm gonna be able to set up the rocks here. He decided to go back into his Swampert. No, actually not go back, but he just decided to switch into his Swampert, which is totally fine. I have the rocks up, which is very amazing because right now I know that his Charizard is pretty much dead, and everything else that might have a Focus Sash is pretty much broken. And Salamence is gonna be taking super effective damage from Self Rocks, and the same goes for Aerodactyl, and everything else will just getting damage from that. So anyways, I do in fact predict the Waterfall here and go out into my Jellicent. I was like, he's not gonna go for the Earthquake simply because of the fact that I have a couple of Levitators on my team, so I was like, nah, he's not gonna go for that. He's gonna predict the switch into 1 Levitator and go for the Waterfall. But so I made a perfect switch into Jellicent. Then he proceeds to go for the Toxic as I get a burn on the Scald, which is amazing. Now I get a little bit of Leftovers recovery and some toxic damage, and the same goes for him. He gets a burn damage right there. He's gonna decide to switch out here, which I'm totally fine with. He's gonna go back into his Gengar at this point, and I'm just gonna go for the Ice Beam at this point because I was like, you know what, the Scald is actually stab. It could do more, but I just wanted to go for the Ice Beam simply because of the fact that I just wanted to do that. I have no idea why. I have no explanation. Skull would have been the better play, but still I just wanted to go for the Ice Beam, so I did. Went for the Ice Beam. So anyways, I do deal a little bit of damage against the Gengar here, to the point where it's gonna be a 2-hit KO. I don't really want to, you know, switch out right now. I just want to stay in here because I know that I have the capability of being able to survive at least one Shadow Ball, which is going to be stabbed. But instead he decided to go for the Thunderbolt, which is still unexplainable because I think that Shadow Ball would have done more, or maybe he doesn't even have Shadow Ball on his move set. So yeah, maybe that explains it. But anyways, I'm gonna be able to take him down with a Scald. That is great. Gengar is gonna go down, and things are looking absolutely amazing right now. It's gonna bring out his Devil Blood, which is gonna die to Stealth Rocks, and that is really good. Now, I'd say something, Greenixx. If you're watching this video, man, pretty much, I'm just gonna give you a tip, man. You are running way too many Pokemons that are weak to Stealth Rocks, and Stealth Rocks are just like the thing to use in the meta game nowadays. So your team is really weak to Stealth Rocks, and if you're gonna continue to use the Pokemon that you're using right now, please make sure to use a Rapid Spinner, because that will definitely help you out in the long run. So anyways, it's gonna bring out his Aerodactyl right now. Which is gonna get demolished by the Stealth Rocks, but then he's gonna proceed to go for the Rock Slide, which I pretty much anticipated and went out into my Machamp. Or not specifically this Rock, you know, the Rock Slide, but I was like, he might just go for a Rock type attack, so I might as well just switch into my Machamp. It makes sense. And he ends up going for the Rock Slide. I do take that like a champ though, and I retaliate with a Dynamic Punch on the switch onto the Swampert, and this thing is going to be dying on the next turn because it's going to be a 2-hit KO. Dynamic Punch is not something to be laughing at. Machamp is such a freaking monster, and I'll definitely show you guys exactly what I'm talking about later on into this game. Well, not in this game, but maybe in other games, but this Machamp has done so much for me in the last couple of matches. It's amazing. This thing is not the usual Machamp that you're used to see, because, well, anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll just explain it later. I do go for a Dynamic Punch. I, you know, pretty much defeat his Swampert as he brings out his Aerodactyl. I just go for the Bullet Punch to take him down. The fact that I went for 2 Dynamic Punches, one after the other, was pretty much trying to trick him into believing that I'm choiced in some way, and it definitely worked out because, in fact, he decided to just go ahead and bring out his Aerodactyl instead of his Lucario, which is totally amazing. And right now I'm just gonna be able to Bullet Punch the Aerodactyl and Bullet Punch his Salamence. The things are gonna go down. It's gonna bring out his Anubis, aka his Lucario, and this thing is actually gonna be able to go for the close combat. Now, I thought that I might leave, but at the same time I was like a little bit of overestimating my Machamp, but it's okay because Double Pain just did what he had to do. He at least took 2 of those the opposition's Pokemon, so that's great. Now I'm gonna bring out Bedtime, aka my Miss Miages. I'm gonna go for the Shadow Ball now that that Lucario has a -1 special defense and a -1 defense. And that is going to be not sufficient to take him down here. It brings him down to 1 HP. And I was kind of lucky because of the min max damage. RNG just pretty much messing around with me. But he goes for the close combat here, and at the end of the match I asked him on Twitter, why did you actually double click close combat? It didn't really make that much sense to me because it wouldn't affect me anyways because I'm ghost type. He said that he was lost anyway, so he might as well just click that move. So there is your explanation, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like up the video because it helps out the channel tremendously, and I'm definitely making sure to bring you guys more videos this week because last week I was so busy with school, so this week is gonna be a little bit less hectic. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.